Ever get that feeling that the amazing AI tools we have are all a bit, well, lonely, that they're stuck in their own boxes, and we're the ones doing all the running around, copying and pasting just to get them to work together?
Yeah, that's a really common frustration. It's exactly the problem the Model Context Protocol, MCP, is trying to solve.
MCP, right.
Think of it as like a common language, a standard way for AI apps to get context, grab data, use tools.
Okay, MCP. So this is that open standard from Anthropic, came out late 2024. What's the main goal here?
Exactly, that's the one. The core objective is basically to make it simpler and standardized. How AI gets context, how it interacts with data, databases, APIs, other tools, without needing a new custom connection every single time.
Right. So is it kind of like USB-C for AI, that kind of idea? One plug for everything.
That's actually a great analogy, yeah. The goal is plug-and-play interoperability.
Yeah.
We have this man problem right now.
And M times N.
Yeah, M models needing N tools, meaning M times N integrations. It's messy. MCP wants to shift that to M plus N. One standard protocol connects them all.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. M plus N, much cleaner. So why now? What really pushed for MCP's creation? What were the big hurdles?
Well, the biggest driver was probably the isolation of these large language models. They know a ton from their training data, sure, but they're cut off from, real-time info.
Right. They don't know what happened 5 minutes ago unless you tell them.
Exactly. Or how to access your specific database, or use that internal API, or even just read a local file easily. MCP aims to bridge that gap.
Gotcha. So the benefits are pretty clear then. Standard connections.
It definitely. Standard connections mean less development hassle, lower costs. You get much better interoperability so different AIs can work with more tools. And importantly, better security practices for data access.
Okay, the why makes sense. Let's dig into the how. How did they design MCP? How's it built?
So they took inspiration from something called the Language Server Protocol, LSP. It's pretty successful in the software development world for connecting code editors and language tools.
Oh, okay. LSP. I've heard of that.
Yeah. So MCP uses a similar client-server model. The AI application is the client, and the tool or data source is the server. And they talk using a standard format, JSON RPC 2.0.
JSON RPC 2.0, just a standard way to format the messages back and forth.
Pretty much. It makes sure everyone's speaking the same language, technically speaking.
That's all open standards.
Yes, completely. The whole thing is built on open principles.
Yeah.
Standardization, making tools discoverable, and ensuring that interoperability, that plug-and-play aspect. It uses common tech like standard I/O or HTTP with server-sent events for the actual communication, and things like Oath 2.1 for secure authorization, making sure the AI only accesses what it's allowed to.
Right. Security is crucial there.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a community effort. Anthropic kicked it off, but the SDK started with Python, TypeScript, and now there's Java, Kotlin, C#, Swift. It's growing. And this enables what they call AI native interactions.
AI native, what do you mean by that? What are the pieces?
Okay, think about who controls what. You've got tools. These are functions the model controls, like, hey, run this database query or send this Slack message. The server advertises what tools it has.
Okay, model asks, server does.
Right. Then you have resources. These are data sources the application controls. Think local files, database content, maybe Slack history. The server provides ways to read or maybe even update these.
So the app provides the data context. Makes sense.
Then there are prompts. These are like reusable templates the user defines. Maybe a standard way to ask the AI to review code or draft a commit message.
User-defined shortcuts. Neat.
And there's sampling, where the server can actually ask the client to run an LLM completion. This allows for human-in-the-loop scenarios or using the client's preferred model.
Yeah, interesting. So the tool can ask the AI to think.
Sort of, yeah. And finally, routes. The client can suggest boundaries like only operate within this project folder or only talk to this specific API endpoint. It's another security layer.
That's a pretty comprehensive set of interactions.
Yeah.
So is this catching on? Who's actually using MCP? Is it just an Anthropic thing still?
Oh, no, not at all. Adoption's been pretty fast, actually. You've got major players jumping in. OpenAI is using it in their SDK agents and the ChatGPT desktop app. Microsoft is integrating it with Copilot Studio. They released a C# SDK, even tools like Playwright.
Wow, okay. Microsoft and OpenAI are big.
Right, and Google sees it as complementary to their own agent work. They're adding MCP data connections in Vertex AI. Then you have platforms like Zapier, Block, Apollo. Lots of interest.
Zapier makes sense connecting all those apps.
Exactly. Code editors too, Zed, Replit, Cursor. Frameworks like Spring AI, tools from JetBrains, even companies like PayPal, Sentry, Unity, Torque are involved.
That's a wide range.
Yeah.
And the open source side, you mentioned community servers.
Yeah, it really took off. By early this year, Feb 2025, there were apparently over 1,000 community-built MCP servers.
1,000. Wow.
Yeah, servers for file systems, PostgreSQL, Slack, GitHub, Squalite, Google Drive, all sorts of things. People are building connectors. There are even integration as a service companies popping up, like Composio, helping bridge systems using MCP.
So the ecosystem is really filling out. Clients, servers, SDKs.
Definitely. Clients like Claude Desktop, IDE integrations, the SDKs themselves, plus developer tools like MCP Inspector to help debug things. It's becoming a real ecosystem.
Okay, this is all fascinating technically, but let's bring it back home. For someone listening, maybe not a developer, why does MCP matter? What's the payoff for them?
Well, think back to that copy-paste problem we started with, that frustration.
Yeah.
MCP is the groundwork to fix that. It helps AI get the info and tools it needs without you having to manually connect the dots. So the AI assistants you use should become, well, genuinely more helpful.
How so? Like concrete examples.
Imagine asking your AI, summarize this PDF report on my desktop, and then, okay, now schedule a 30-minute meeting with marketing about these findings for tomorrow afternoon.
Without me having to find the file, copy the text, open my calendar.
Exactly. MCP is the standard that lets the AI seamlessly access the file system, a resource, understand the content, maybe using sampling or its own model, and then interact with your calendar, a tool. It makes those multi-step cross-application tasks possible. It's about reducing your manual effort.
Okay, that's the aha moment. Less friction, more capability.
Precisely. Those moments where you realize, oh, these things can actually work together now, that's what MCP enables under the hood.
So it really is delivering on that USB-C promise, just for AI interactions, simplifying things.
That's the goal. Standardizing how AI connects to information and actions. It should make the whole experience of using AI feel more integrated and ultimately more powerful for you.
This has been really enlightening, a great deep dive. So as MCP makes AI more interconnected, more aware, what's a final thought listeners should maybe ponder?
Well, as these AI systems get better at tapping into, basically anything, files, databases, live APIs, other AIs, it opens up huge possibilities. But it also makes you think, right, how does this change how we interact with information day to day? What new kinds of tasks become possible when AI isn't just knowledgeable, but also deeply integrated into all the tools and data streams we use? It's worth considering what that future looks like.